And now we're all together. Good morning, everyone. Okay, what are we doing today? Augie. Good morning, Carl. Sorry, Muir. I am not wearing heart-shaped boxers. Thank you very much. Ah. But how are you all doing today? You all right? Did you have a good weekend? My weekend was busy. Um, yesterday was home DIY stuff. But Saturday we went to UK Gaming Expo. It was loads of fun. If you've never been, and you like board games, I highly recommend because oh my gosh, it's huge now. They've pretty much taken over nearly the entire NEC. So six holes that they had um, set up for UK Gaming Expo. There were four holes that were, the shopping holes, so your games, your merch, all that stuff. Then they had one hole that was specifically for tickets, and they had tickets. They had an area for tickets, an area for people who were coming to sell their used copies of board games, and then a small food section, and then there was the final section, the sixth hall was food and games. So they had a lot of tables all put up for people to either sit and rest, or and have something to eat, or sit and play the board games that they had bought. So yeah, and yeah, there was so much. There was so much. I spent way too much money, but I bought some nice stuff. During our first focus session, I'll go downstairs and grab all of my stuff. I had forgotten to. I meant to do that, but I'll do that during our focus session, so I can show you all what I bought, because I bought a lot of stuff. Augie, oh yeah, it was such a good time. It always is going to the Gaming Expo. Tiring, because we get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, which is way too early for anyone to get up on a Saturday. But sorry, on a Friday, any day. But yeah, Friday was when we went to the Gaming Expo. Saturday was the day that we, I blanked Saturday because I was so sore. Saturday, I just sat at my computer desk and just went the entire day. Saturday in my brain doesn't exist because I did nothing, absolutely nothing. Augie, you had a mixed weekend as usual. Worked Saturday and chilled yesterday. Aw, nice. It's always good to have a good chill session. So let's, you know what, we've got so much news happened over the weekend and simming life sim games, um and then of course we got everything that happened over the weekend with us, with everyone here, and wow, so sorry, someone was outside. So busy. Oh, but it was good. It was so good. I was on my feet. We got to the UK Gaming Expo at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was on my feet from 10 a.m. until half 5. We spent the entire day at the Gaming Expo, and we didn't sit down. It was literally rushing. We tried to hit we did hit every single hole, but it was just so tiring because it was just non-stop. Absolute nonstop. So next year we are thinking of doing getting VIP tickets to cut out the line. We get a little bit of merch for free as well, in the price of the tickets as well. So that would be nice. Get VIP tickets, get parking spots a little bit closer to the NEC, and a slightly smaller line. So yeah, we'll probably do that next year. We'll have to see how it goes. Ewoki, hello. How are you? A sassy shave, looking good. I shaved, just complete clean shave, for Friday. So on Wednesday night, I completely shaved. Thursday, I did another spot shave because I needed to be completely, clear shaven, for the makeup and the temporary tattoos that I put on yesterday, or during not yesterday, on Friday, for my costume. Let me hold on. Let me bring up my. There we go. Okay. Let me show you all. Um, I have to get everything off first. Where is what? Hold on. Is that no? That's not it. There we go. Okay. So this is some of my haul, by the way. I'll show you up close on camera later on. But this is one of the sets of dice that I got, which is pretty cool. It's beer dice. It's resin dice with to make look like it's beer with a bit of foam on the top, and it came with this really neat 3D printed mug or tankard. So but how you doing, Iwoki? Are you doing all right? Iwoki, that is cool. It is awesome. I freaking love this. It is so cool. Then this is the gemstone dice that I got. This is lemon quartz, called so called because it's slightly yellow. So that's my gemstone dice that I got for the year. Iwoki, you're doing all right. You're a bit sick, but it's okay. Oh no, I hope you start feeling better. Get a bit of rest. Get some water in ya, or like Sprite or 7-Up, some kind of clear lemonade type pop, or ginger ale. And hopefully you'll start feeling better. Chicken soup. Chicken soup's always good when you're ill. Anyway, comfort foods, So, y'all saw this in the Discord. This is an awesome Warhammer 40k statue. The eyes actually glowed, which is really cool. I mean, they had a huge, absolutely massive Warhammer section. I mean, it was massive. Not that I'm not a Warhammer fan or anything. My partner plays Warhammer video games, but and he kind of likes them, the strategy games. But I loved this. This is just so cool looking. Ewoki, you like the lemon gemstone dice as well. That's just so pretty. Lemon quartz. You made tea, you'll put some broth on in the afternoon and take a nap. That sounds like a good idea. So here's my makeup. They had a stall that was called the Homebrew, and it was a D&D stall and they sold D&D homebrew kits. And they had a backdrop in there for photo opportunities. So I could not resist taking a photo against that backdrop. It was so pretty. And then that was me taking at the car park before I got the entire set on. So this is just like the inner layer, my clothing, and then I had all the outer layer stuff as well. I've got a photo somewhere of me that my partner took. But he hasn't sent it to me yet, so I'm gonna have to ask him to send it to me, and I'll show you all during the afternoon live stream. Okay, so news. We're flying. We're absolutely flying this morning, by the way, because over the weekend there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different news things. So I'm just going to cover 2 of them really quick. and then during our break sessions, we'll cover more. So Sims 4 released this photo over on Twitter, and it's of a sim with crying mascara, and Simlish that says Euphoria. So this just says Lorem, which is like Lorem Ipsum stuff. Weird that they put that there, but yeah, this says Euphoria, translated from Simlish, and it's to celebrate the Euphoria, the end of the Netflix series Euphoria with Zendaya. It's all about that. This is something that the Sims team do quite often, and I love it when they do it, because it's just it's a really neat nod to pulp culture, and it just shows the different things that you can mock up in the Sims using screen grabs and stuff like that. Absolutely love it. And then we have also some inZOI updates. For those of you who play inZOI, we've got basements, car physics, and first-person gameplay coming to inZOI. So the team did a video showcasing what they're preparing for the update that's coming later this month in June, which is pretty cool. So yeah, they're according to the screen grabs here, it says, for the sake of managing expectations, we will showcase what we prepared for our June update. Thank you for the wonderful comments on the school gameplay video last week. With this week will be another video of experimental features that we're testing. So yeah, they've got some really interesting things. So here's first person mode, which they have improved upon since the since the last time that they showed it and did some internal testing. So they have improved it a little bit. And this is just examples of first-person mode. I'm not sure that... I've never liked first-person mode in life simulators, but, maybe they've figured it out. Who knows? Who knows? And then we've got driving, so, you can... they're working on their car physics to make driving and car driving simulation work a little bit better, which is pretty cool. They're also working on utilizing their mini-map to function like a GPS navigation. Again, really neat. Because if you've ever played inZOI, the maps are huge. There's a lot going on in each map in inZOI. So many things to explore, so many things to take a look at, and they're adding more and more with each update. So it's I'm glad that they're getting some GPS style navigation and using the minimap. So that's really good to hear. And they've got a native distance calculator to show you the fastest path to your destination. I like it. I like it. And then, they're showing here problems with the cars. They've made some significant progress on implementing realistic car physics to inZOI vehicles, which is really good to see. They say that there's tweaking left to do, and they're asking for feedback on that. I do like just, how well that they've done the physics. It's really good. So then he's talking about the pan slap active interaction, where you can throw items that you're holding, so you can pick something up and throw it at someone or something if you want. Which is, interesting. So if you want to throw a milkshake at someone in inZOI, I guess you can. Oh, nice. So, a little bit of immersion. The ceilings are going to be automatically filled. So, before it was a little bit dodgy. Now you can actually see the ceilings. And when you're playing with the camera, behind the person's shoulder. So third person view, I think it's called. Um, so yeah, love that extra bit of immersion. Very nice. And then they are adding in a feature where you can select whatever image you want from your computer and then drag that item directly to the game to create custom textures for your wall. That's pretty cool. To be honest, I like that. That is a really neat feature. So none of this has been implemented yet. They're still being tested, but it's still really, really cool to see. And here's another feature that they're showing off that's been requested since the game launched in early access, and that's underground level construction for build mode, so you can make basements, which is very, very cool. So they're currently working on polishing that. So we can actually have, for those of you who play inZOI, you can finally have basements and swimming pools added to the, basements anyway, I should say, added to the game. So that's seriously, seriously awesome. Love it. I don't play inZOI because of their stance on AI, but I do celebrate when when they add things, because it's a life simulation game and there are people who play inZOI and who enjoy it. And I'm very happy that the devs are adding things in that people can enjoy. Nothing wrong with that. And speaking of tea, Ewoki, I've got my Fox mug, but I am drinking tea this morning instead of my usual coffee. So during the UK Gaming Expo, there was a D&D style stall. It was themed very heavily on D&D, and they sell the stall sells tea. So I got myself a few bags of D&D themed tea. Each tea was named after, a character in Dungeons and Dragons, like, wizard, pirate, rogue, barbarian, so on and so forth, dungeon master, and so on. And yeah, I bought some teas. This tea is Lapshang Shushong, which is a really smoky flavored tea, black tea. It's really nice. If you've never had it, highly recommend. But this particular blend from this shop was called Wizard because of the smokiness, It is very, very nice. I do love Lapshang Shushong. It is one of my favorite blends of teas, but it's also super expensive. You can I've only been able to find it in like Wittard's or Betty's tea shops, and yeah, it's really expensive. So I'm really glad that I found it at this place. Again, it was pretty expensive. It was like £12 for a small bag, about 250 grams, I think. But it should do me for a couple of weeks worth of tea. As long as I only drink, one of these per day, it should last me a couple of weeks. So, Ewoki, I know this mug is so cute, isn't it? It's my housemate's mug. He loves foxes. And yeah, this is just a gorgeous mug. And the tea sounds delicious. Oh, it is so good. It's got like, it basically tastes like black tea that has been smoked. That's been dried over a type of smoky wood. I don't know what type of wood they use to smoke the tea to make it to give it that smoky flavor. But it's really really nice. It's basically, when you have a barbecue and you get that like a barbecue with wood, with like um either you use liquid smoke or you use actual wood for your barbecue. That, and you get that smell, that nice woodsy smell. That is what you get with this. It is so nice. Iwoki, you're having a rooibos, passion flower, and lemon balm tea. Ooh. I got some rooibos as well from that stall. Again, I'll have to show you all in a bit. That's how you imagine it. It's got that smoky flavor. You'd definitely love to try it. You're gonna see if anyone here has it. Oh, please do. I would love to get your opinions on it. Okay, my friends, we really, really need to hop into The Sims 4 and get some work done. So for those of you who are new, this is a Pomodoro style work with me live stream. We do 20 minutes of focus session followed by 15 minutes of just chatting, talking about simming news, all of that wonderful stuff. We got music playing in the background. We got The Sims 4 running autonomously, I should add. Full of Sims that are from our Twitch subscribers and our YouTube paid members. So let's get started, shall we? 20 minutes on the clock. I will mute my microphone and I will go get all of my wonderful merch that I got from UKGE. Iwoki, when we go into focus, well, I type you the name. You don't even want to try. Sure. Tell you, what I'll do is when I'm downstairs. Actually, no, because it just says the thing. But yeah, I'll type the name for you. I'll definitely do that. All right, let's go. 20 minutes on the clock, and I'll catch up with you all in 20 minutes.
Burrito. Ho ho. having decor. Whoa. Huh. Wow. Yibs. Huh? Whoa, Rangoya! Oh, yips, 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 yips! Yips. Weaver. Oh, get na! Oh, Scoreston. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa. Ho! Huh? Oh, Rangoya! Whoa! Wow! Eba! Rockstar? Oh no! Whoa! Whoa! Ah. Oh, you know too, Grabna? Traboosti! Haha, yes, Nafi maps. Oh! Whoa! Oh. Wow! Oh, yips! Yarba. Yip yip yip. Zargu zargu. Hogan. Oh, ho, ho, ho! Paguna de Roy. Bleach de board. Whip Nowsy and Yap. Sir Beebdo. Lunit Fronge. Marble Bean. Ah, canoe. Oh. Laguna Shorebeck. Borna Cabe. Harit. Ralph. Illinois. Shivi Merkib. Mola. Corpay. Faribi. Oh, Zul. Ah, Murph. Oh, oh, oh. Ha ha ha. 10 neat.
All right, my friends, that is our first focus session done. How are you all doing? Hope you're doing okay. I've run out of tea. Sad face. I say I've run out of tea and then I take another sip, but no, it's literally the dregs in here. So yeah, I've run out of tea, but it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I've got water. So, I'm gonna show you all some of the things that. Let me go into chatting screen real quick so you can see everything better. I'm gonna show you some of the things that I got real quick. So I showed you the dice. You know, this is the little mug, that those beer dice came in. The beer dice themselves look like this. You can see this a little bit better. There we go. So we've got little dice that with amber colored resin inside, and on the top of each dice, it's very frothy and bubbly, kind of like, you know, it's supposed to represent, you know, like actual beer. Here's the D6. You can definitely see the D6 a little bit better. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I got this because of this. To be honest, if they hadn't had like this little mug, then I probably would not have gotten these beer resin dice. But I couldn't resist with the mug. It's like I'm like, these are kind of cute. And I'm like, but yeah, I preferred the gemstone dice. But then they came with the mug, and that tipped me over. So I'm like, I gotta get the mug, and yeah, it's dead cute. So this is there you go, a close up of the lemon quartz dice for you all. Again, really, really pretty. Ewoki, you'd get it for the mug as well. Yeah. They had mine carts as well for dice. So they had again resin, but resin, dice that looked like diamonds and emeralds and rubies. cut diamonds, emeralds, and rubies. And they had a little 3D printed mine cart for those ones. But the beer mug won out, to be honest, because I mean, how cute is that? This is just absolutely adorable. So I also got one of my favorite board games called Flamecraft. The makers of that game were at the UK Gaming Expo for the first time ever, and oh my gosh, they had a little stall, and there were so many people in the queue to buy stuff that it the queue curled around inside of their stall and then extended, and the queue was 20 minutes long to get to the tills, um, which is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for them. But yeah, they, I got a couple more, dragons, little dragon plushies, um, because they've got a collection of little dragon plushies that are representative of the dragons in their Flamecraft board game. And because I kickstarted, I backed Flamecraft and one of their other games, um, I got the red dragon, which is the meat dragon, and I also got the iron dragon, which has a little backpack with a bee inside the backpack. And then I already have those. And then I got these two over the weekend. I mean, how freaking cute are they? They're absolutely adorable. So I had to. These are expensive though. They're 20 British pounds each. So I only got two of them because there's another two that I don't have, but I couldn't afford to get all four to complete the collection, but it's fine. I also got, and I need to put these up with the other board games, but I did get a Flamecraft Dragons and Dragons expansion for Flamecraft board game. This has some new dragons, new artisans, new shops, and so on. Just gives you a little bit more things to do in the Flamecraft game. I mean, look at the art style. Isn't it so cute? The artist for this is amazing, and I absolutely love it. And of course, dragons. You gotta love the dragons. So also in that stall, most of the stuff, I have to admit, most of the stuff I bought was from the Cardboard Alchemy brand, that did the Flamecraft dragons. So I got some enamel pens that were dragons. So we got that one. And that one. That's the meat dragon. This one is, whoops. This one is like oh yeah, this is the Iron Dragon enamel pen. Then as a thank you for purchasing from them, they gave me a bread enamel pin. And then I also bought the bread dragon that has a little birthday cake. And the woolly, or the woolly bee, basically, enamel pin as well. So I bought a lot of stuff from them. I absolutely just went overboard and bought tons of stuff from them. Oh yeah, the dice, the place that I got the dice from, as a thank you, they gave me a free set of yellow resin dice. I love it when stalls like that give you free stuff. It's really nice of them. They don't have to, but they do, and it's like I said, it's really nice of them to do it. I also got this from another stall, which is a little purple dragon eating its own tail. And I got this for my partner, with a little mouse gnawing its own tail. So yeah, that's most of the swag merch that I bought at UK Gaming Expo. We also bought a few games, so my partner bought all the board games except for this expansion. We bought, I can't remember the names of the games we bought. We bought a Fox game that's like a little town building game where you got resources and you buy buildings to get you things, and you have to connect all of the buildings via little roads, and basically move all of the resources around to get it to get your points. It's a really cute game. We played that last night. It's only took about 30 minutes to play for 2 people. So yeah, dead cute game. Absolutely love it. Put everything back in the bag. And we also bought a couple of other board games, but I off the top of my head, I cannot remember which ones they were. I'll let you all know later. But yeah, it was a very good day at the Gaming Expo. I also bought, like I said, I bought some tea that was D&D themed. I also bought some sour cherry mead, which is quite nice. And I bought some flavored rums. So I bought 3 small bottles of rum. That one is smoky flavored, one was I think is like blueberry flavored or something like that. And the other one, I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, pineapple flavored rum. So yeah, they're all really really nice. So news, shall we get back into? Yes, we need to get back into the news. Let me drop that out so that we can go into gaming news for you all. There's a lot. All right, Paralives updated over on Steam. Augie, you're off to the local archives this week. Ooh, that sounds fun. What are you gonna do at the local archives? For those of for anyone who doesn't know what the local archives are, do you want to explain, Augie? So yeah, Paralives update. They fixed a lot of bugs and game improvements to the existing system. It's the patch is estimated to be about 460 megabytes, and it should download automatically for you on Steam. But if you do not have automatic updates enabled, then you'll want to head over to your library, find the game in your library, and make sure that you click the update button. So there's a lot of bug fixes here. They've made improvements to memory management to eliminate memory leaks and reduce crashes. They fixed a bug where interface windows could not be closed. Parafolk now have a chance to autonomously extinguish items on fire instead of always panicking or fleeing. Stairs can no longer catch on fire because it caused pathfinding issues when trying to extinguish them. They fixed a bug where the flames could spread outside of your lot. Which personally I think they should have left in, because can you imagine like having a huge town fire where the fire just spreads to another house, and then it spreads to a third house and a fourth building and so on. I mean, chaos. That is chaos like mad. And I kind of wish that they hadn't fixed that, you know. Or that that maybe, you know, once they tweak the autonomy of the paras, I would love to see it put back in. Just because, you know, I'm evil. They've also fixed some of the issues around firefighters not extinguishing fires. Calling firefighters or extinguishing fires can now be done more easily without always being cancelled by para folks panicking. There's some Chinese localization, which they've fixed, so players should now be able to type Chinese characters for the para's name, and in other text fields as well. In a new save file, players will now correctly receive an in-game letter from the devs. Nice. They fixed a bug where lips would become white when trying different mouth presets. They've updated and added the names of some Patreon supporters in the credits. They fixed the default angle of the grid on certain empty lots to make sure it's aligned with the street. That says that this fix will only be applied to new save files. They've added a divider to cover the windows in the train to reduce motion sickness while in the Paramaker. They fixed an issue where parafolks could become naked when randomizing the character in the Paramaker. Parafolks will no longer become embarrassed when sleeping or using the toilet outside. It was disabled for now, since paras sometimes thought they were outside but were not, causing these emotions in the wrong moment. They fixed a bug where parafolks were leveling their personality extremely fast, resulting in infinite notifications. Let me get rid of this so y'all can see. Whoops, not me. Get rid of this so y'all can see a little bit better. Iwoki, the fire chaos should have stayed. 100% agree, yeah. Augie, local archives hold lots of different historical records on local events going back hundreds of years. You personally want to look at old newspapers for inspiration of things to add to your story. Nice. I hope you're able to find what you're looking for. The local archives is such an awesome, awesome place. So let's see, where else? Oh yeah, here we go. They fixed a bug where parafolks were leveling their personality extremely fast, resulting in infinite notifications. They made improvements to the save system to reduce occurrences of corrupted save files. They fixed a bug where items would get duplicated when changing swatches and the copy could not be deleted. They fixed an issue. Oh, that's good. That's really good, and I think that that's the problem that we had in my save, or partly, anyway. They fixed an issue where the relationship editing panel would remain open in the train intro, preventing players from finishing the train ride. They optimized an aspect of the pathfinding code to reduce lag spikes when townie parafolk calculate their paths in the town. They fixed various missing English localized strings. Parafolks will no longer refuse to purchase a snack from a vending machine when too hungry. That's awesome, because I came across that in my gameplay offline a few days ago. Parafolk will no longer refuse to sleep in long chairs when too tired. That's good. They fixed a bug where parafolks will continue using the telescope even after Astronomy Town Club events have ended and the telescopes have disappeared. And the operating system will no longer show the app is not responding pop-up when the game is loading to the main menu. And the initial loading screen now takes up to 20% less time. There's a few known issues that they are aware of and are trying, working out a fix. So different crashes and freezes. And they say make sure your computer meets the minimum system requirements listed on the Steam page, because if your computer does not meet the minimum system requirements, you're gonna have a lot of crashes and freezes and lag. Just saying. Stutters in live mode, they said that they're going to be working on more optimizations to reduce lag spikes over the next few months. They're investigating working on fixing save files not loading. And they said that the recent patch will hopefully reduce the chances of future save files getting corrupted. They say if you move or rotate items using the advanced widget, these items might not remain at their position when reloading the save file. Now, I have definitely noticed that bug. They say you should only use the advanced widget with caution until they can fix it, and there is no timeline for that yet because evidently it's a really big bug, and they're having problems with it. But hopefully they'll be able to fix it. Para folks get stuck and can't do anything. They say to remember that there's the unstuck button in the escape menu in Paralives. Fire is hard to take control over. They reiterated they have done some improvements in the recent patch, but please use the cheat Extinguish All Fires if other fire-related problems persist. They're investigating and working on a fix for Parafolk's thumbnails not always updating. And there's a few things they're aware of with Mac inputs, such as trouble with clicks and rotating the camera. And they say that they are working on that. In the meantime, playing with a mouse instead of a trackpad can help. So there we go. They have received over 150,000 bug and suggestion reports so far. And they say thank you for using their contact form on their website. Because it's a great tool for them to identify issues that get reported the most and fix them in priority order. And so there you go. Very, very nice to see that they've already issued a patch and that they are working on another patch coming soon. Wow. Lots. Okay, my friends. There's also, by the way, been a little bit of problems with, or drama, I should say, about early access and paid mods. So basically, there have been a few modders who have been locking their Paralives mods behind a paywall. And these mod creators have said that they have no plans on releasing these mods publicly. They are for paid supporters only, which, yeah, I'm not a fan of paywall mods. If a mod is in early access and the devs are wanting someone to, people to help them playtest it, then yeah, giving that as a paid member, a patron perk is great. But once the mod is out of early access, and has been fully released, I personally think that they should be made free. But yeah, there's a lot of a few, not a lot. There are a few creators, mod creators, who have locked theirs behind permanent paywalls. So, there's been a bit of drama around it. The Paralives developers have said that they are choosing to allow paid mods at the moment. They say it's ultimately the community's and each person's decision of whether or not a mod is worth paying money for. Self-hosted mods, such as Patreon, are not allowed to be talked about or advertised on their Steam forums or their the Paralives official Discord, though. And they also do not allow people to request money for mods on their Discord server. Just to make that they're. I like that they're at least saying that. So that cuts out a that cuts out an advertisement area for these modders. So yeah, they will not allow advertisement of paid walled mods or self-hosted mods on the Paralives official Discord server. And the reason why they're not allowing it isn't because they want to discourage people from from supporting the mod creators, but because self-hosted mods and paid walled mods are not supported like Steam Workshop mods are. But again, they're not going to stop modders from doing paid walled or self-hosted mods. So there you go. However, there is also, like script mods, and Paralives does not support script mods, but there are a few people a few custom content creators who have made script mods for Paralives, and of course they are doing those off Steam Workshop because you can't upload script mods to Steam Workshop. So yeah, so two examples of the script mods, we've got Twisted Mexie's Sims 3 camera for Paralives script mod, and Automatic Reactions for Paralives script mod as well. They are currently in early access and they are paid walled, so they're patron supporter perks basically because they're in early access. So there you go. And then Plumlace has made the More Together cards plus interactions. And that is also currently paid walled through a patron supporter perk. But Plumlace does say that it will be publicly available on the 3rd of June. So there you go. But yeah, there's a lot of drama from people saying, yeah, we don't like paid walled mods, which I don't like permanently paid walled stuff, but early access stuff for me is fine. Ewoki, the camera isn't even that bad for Paralives, or are you just easy to place? I think it's fine. I have absolutely no problem with the camera in Paralives. There are a couple of places where it is a little bit difficult. Like if you're trying to zoom in a room and it's a very, cozy, small room, the camera can be a little bit difficult to control. But I think that's just because it's a small space and not really to do with the camera. The only gripe that I have about the Paralives camera is in the Paramaker. And I kind of wish that it would zoom in on certain things. So, like, if you're working on accessories, like, fingernails and rings, and, right, currently, you can't tell what things look like when you put them on your para. Like the rings and stuff like that, and the shoes. You can't really get a good idea of what they look like, because there's no auto zoom, and you can't zoom in yourself, really. So I do wish that's my only camera gripe. I do wish that they would do an automatic zoom into the hands so that you can see a close-up of fingernails and rings, and also the feet so that you can see a close-up of what the socks and the shoes look like. But that's literally my only gripe about Paralives camera at the moment. You're against perma paywall, but early access for you is also fine. You're alright if people want to earn some money for their hobbies and art. Yeah, exactly. To always keep it behind a paywall feels greedy, as does paywalling mods for now when Paralives is early access. That feels greedy to you as well. Yeah, I mean, I can understand, like, if mod creators and custom content creators are like, right, I'm creating this, paid patrons, here's the mod that I am creating. Will you please test it for me, make sure it works, so that I can get as wide a player base as possible, for different rigs and that. And then they make it public once it's gone through testing and they've, made sure that it works. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But permanent paid walls stuff, I do not agree with at all. You agree on the para creator zoom in. That's also your only complaint. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but there you go. Okay, so my friends, let us get back into our next focus session, shall we? I think we shall. As always, I will mute my microphone. This is a 20-minute focus session. Timer 20 minutes. I will Remember to turn up the music this time, and I will catch up with you all in 20 minutes. Let's get some work done.
Kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Second focus session done. You know what? This morning has passed by so freaking fast, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm slowly going through my playlist optimization. It's taken way too long to do. I've got better things that I need to do, but at the same time, I've got so many videos, and my playlists are so unoptimized because I have a tendency of, like, if I get a video and I'm like, oh, I don't know where to put this video, it doesn't quite match with any of my playlists. I have a really bad habit of just going, yeah, it's adjacent to this playlist, so I'll just stick it in here for now and take care of it later. Bad idea. Never do that. If you are a YouTube content creator, don't stick videos into playlists because it is adjacent to the playlist topic. Don't do it because you will soon find yourself with a completely unoptimized mess. And I like being organized. I don't know about you all. So yeah, it's taken a bit long for me to optimize my playlists, but it will be so much easier for people to find all of my stuff later on. So I just have to grin and bear with it. Just have to grin and bear with it. Right. Let's go into more news, shall we? Sims 4 news. We got Sims 4 news and we have Paralives news. So let me pause my Sims game real quick. And let's talk. Let's talk about news. There's a new way to search the Sims gallery using their new Sim search mechanic. So they say in their official blog post, when you head into the Sims 4 gallery, you may notice new search functionality. Sim search introduces two new features, cross-language and image search, designed to improve how you search and discover content. These new features are currently in beta, so they're still fine-tuning the experience, but they are available for Simmers who want to try them out. So the cross-language option combines and expands on the item name and hashtag searches by integrating description text for any matches. As well as looking through different text fields, the search will also look at other supported languages to return results where the creator may not speak your set language. So if you were to search for Big Red House, for example, you would see the results such as Gran Casa Roja in Spanish, Grande Maison Rouge in French, and Grob's Roots House in German. I am so sorry for my mispronunciation of those. Yeah. But there you go. All without needing to know additional languages yourself. This allows, this new feature is allowing the Sims gallery to surface more creativity on the gallery, which may have been hidden to you in previous searches, because if you're searching for an English result, it only goes by, it only checked the English version of people's descriptions, and yeah, it completely got excluded descriptions from other languages, which is not fair in my opinion, and I am very, very glad to see that they have implemented this. This is a good use of AI. AI translation tools. So it's not really AI, but it is a translation tool that you see it on you can get on Google. So if you type in Google in Google translate, and then you do quote marks, and in between the quote marks you put what you need translated, Google will give you the Google Translate tool, which is their program, their inbuilt program, that will attempt to translate what you put from whatever language into English, or so on and so forth. So yeah, it's a really, really good tool. I'm glad that they put something similar in the gallery, because this means that we'll have more options to, more things to look at which is awesome. So it says that results will also be appended by related results acting as things you may also like, which will open up discoverability for similar uploads that may be of interest to you, but you didn't specifically search for. Text to image beta, so the search is limited to lots and rooms. Households will not be available while they continue to work on the feature. This new search function goes beyond text matching your search criteria with the image you see in the gallery. If you were to search for fireplace, for example, you should see results where there is a fireplace or campfire within the images. For best results in this example, you can then use the lots and rooms filter to narrow in on more suitable results for your needs. So, for example, if you want to find a build with a fireplace in it, what it does is it goes, okay, I'm gonna troll through all of house builds where you can see a fireplace in the photos that are included in the lot, in the gallery lot thing. And then if you want to go into the lots and rooms filter to narrow in, so if you want a fireplace in a living room, for example, you can then go into your rooms and filter fireplace living room, hopefully, and it should work a little bit better that way. So they reiterate that these new options, cross-language beta and text-to-image beta, are currently in beta as they test the functionality. As such, there may be results in the new searches that do not meet your expectations or desired results, which they would, and they say that they would love, the Sims team says that they would love to hear from players on how to improve the results. They say while these things are in beta, the new search options will be available only in the Sims 4 game client while they gather feedback and hear about player experiences. They say eventually we will look to add the search options to the web gallery for a seamless searching experience. The new searches are in addition to the existing item name, hashtag, and EA account ID searches that you currently see in the gallery. And they say that some areas that they are working on while in beta and taking on feedback include the sort by section in the gallery is not working against the two new search options. This is due to how they are running the queries and the order they get results in. This does not have added benefit of potentially exposing results from new creators and uploads you may have never seen before. And the text-to-image search currently uses an OR operator, so you will get better results from single-word searches. They are looking to expand this to an AND operator in the future. This means that at launch, if you were to search for Cosy fireplace, you would get results representing Cosy and results representing fireplace mixed together. In the future, they're hoping that typing in Cosy fireplace would be combined in the search to get more precise and customizable results. And they are, again, asking for player feedback over in the EA forums or official Discord. Astana, I love that emote. That is super, super cute. Kim and Jack's Bitterfly 5K. Nice. That is so... Oh, I love that. That is so pretty. How do I... How do I exit? No. Hold on. I made a mistake. Mistakes were made. Okay, there we go. I clicked on the emote so I could see a bigger version of it. And, It didn't like it. My browser, my browser's all smooshed right now because it's on my horizontal monitor. So yeah, I couldn't get to the X, so it was taking up like all of my chat space. That's fine. It's fine. Astana, you never got out of bed to get your coffee. Mood. Mood. Hopefully you'll yeah, this is a good chance. We're gonna be in our final focus session, so this is a good chance for you to get up and get your coffee. Just think, Astana, a nice cup of steaming hot coffee. So you get up, you get the coffee, you come back to bed, and you know, all curled up in the blankets, sipping on your coffee, watching The Sims 4 in the background. Think of how nice that would be. Ewoki, a hot chocolate would be nice right now. Oh yeah. I wouldn't mind a hot chocolate or a mocha. You know, hot chocolate and coffee combined. That would be good too. It's not your roommate moved out, so you have the apartment to yourself, and man, you missed that. It is nice having a huge space all to yourself, isn't it? So you don't have to worry about tripping over other people and their stuff. You get your complete privacy back. So yeah. Iwoki, a mocha, yes. Although you don't think it would agree with you, the caffeine being... Yeah, probably not. I was gonna say what might agree with you, Iwoki, is a nice warm milk with a bit of cinnamon and nutmeg. But that depends on what type of sick you are. If you've got like the sniffles and a runny nose, milk probably isn't a good idea, and because that will make your runny nose and sniffles worse. But if you like have a little bit of a if you're just like feeling run down type of illness, then milk, the more milk might help. If you're feeling queasy, then probably no milk. Because if you're feeling queasy and your stomach is making a lot of stomach acid, that could turn the milk sour, and you don't want that either. So, but hot chocolate sounds so good. Anyway, yes. One more thing that we need to get over. Talk about before we run out of time. Iwoki, that may be nice with some honey. You actually have food poisoning. So no go for you, but you can drink. Oh no, Iwoki. I am so sorry to hear that. Food poisoning is not nice. I've had it before. And yeah, it's not good. Keep hydrated. That's all you can do. Just drink water. I know with food poisoning, anything that hits your stomach is probably not going to last very long, but it is very, very important with food poisoning to stay hydrated. So yes, get yourself water or ginger ale or anything like that, and just drink. Drink. Just like that. So our final news thing of the day, my friends, is Paralives. They had a Q&A over on Reddit. And yeah, there a lot of questions. I read through the official Discord Q&A, and wow, so many good questions. So, one of the questions, they say, the dev said Paralives will never have paid DLCs, but how do you intend to keep the development active? And Alex responded and said there will never be paid DLCs, only free updates for Paralives, even after early access. As LiveSim fans, we wanted to make a game we would like to play ourselves without the need to purchase a lot of extra content, and we are happy to deliver that. Because the team is small, only 15 people, the sales we made so far, as well as the Patreon supporters, the money that they've made from Patreon, he says, will sustain us for many years, even if we increase the size of the team, so we are safe and really grateful for that. Another question, what is your stance on adult content being modded into the game? Alex says, regarding adult content on the Steam Workshop, so long as it follows Steam's guidelines on user-uploaded content and is properly tagged as adult content, it is okay. We also only moderate mods inside of the Steam Workshop, so anything outside will be outside of our jurisdiction, so to speak. And Astana, both you and your dad had food poisoning once from kebabs. Oof. Yeah, not good, is it? Iwoki, you've kept down dry toast. You've made the bread, but that's all you've had with some electrolytes and tea. You're getting there. Oh, good job, Iwoki. I'm glad that you can keep down some toast. That means that chances are your stomach, because your body's gotten rid of most of the stuff, and you just have the lingering blandness, which is good. And Iwoki, you told your hubby that that's what he got yesterday. Something wasn't right. He's fine, but he has the stomach of a seagull. I love it. Let's see. So the next question is, how do you plan to make free DLCs sustainable business model? And they say that I recall you saying you're taking down Patreon after game launches, and Alex said yes, the Patreon is being closed this week, and the sales that they made from the game so far will sustain them, their team for many years. Someone asked, do you plan on adding farming, gardening, or ranching? I would love something similar to cottage living from Sims 4. And in quarter 4, we'll get the first content update. I know you probably can't tell much about it, but can you give a hint? So Karina answered this one, and she said, basic gardening is planned as a feature during early access, but we'll see if we can consider other types like outright farming and ranching based on how players like it. We'll keep what's coming up a secret for now, but we do want to add a lot more content in the first content update, like together cards, for example. Question, I think it was mentioned, but are you all planning on adding occults? I love playing with them in Sims. My favorites are mermaids. So are you planning on adding them at any point? Karina says it's not planned for now, but adding occults is a really cool idea to be considered in the future. Another question is, do you plan to hire more people to the team? And Alex says we have 15 people in our team right now, and it is possible that we might recruit a few more people to help soon. However, we like working as a small team, so we don't plan to grow the team too much. Someone wants to know if there's a way to close lots that you visited in Paralives to optimize game performance. And Jeremy has responded that if you visit another lot, currently opened lots are unloaded to save on performance. And he says that we think that having one lot open isn't that bad, but having an option to close them manually could be neat, maybe in the future. Someone wants to know if we'll get non-wormhole schools and work. Karina says it's not planned for now, but the idea is really interesting to them, so they might create non-wormhole schools and work at some point. Someone wants to know if will we get fireworks? And Sonia said that's a good idea. It's not on our list at the moment, but it's something we could make work in the game, perhaps in a future patch. Someone says there seems to be a mix of direct input interactions when interacting with other paras and more random, less agentic cards. In my experience, this sometimes feels like it strips the potential for storytelling away. Is this aspect set in stone and a core part of the design philosophy, or can we expect more agency when choosing how our paras interact in the future? And Jeremy has responded, at the moment, we're pretty happy with how the together cards work out. Instead of having to manually queue a bunch of interactions from a huge list, you can choose the next step from time to time, and we'll keep on adding more cards, both for different types of gameplays and contexts. We also believe that because you can do interactions as a group, level up skills and the like, you do not need to just sit there and wait while the bar fills up. Some cards do unlock interactions that you can perform afterwards as well, and we might add more in the future. Someone asks, hi Optane, how you doing? Glad to see ya. Opting ranching, is the entire update going to be salad dressings? Yes, they're going to have a Parmesan, a ranch, a blue cheese, and an Italian. Iwoki, you love the cards that they have, so you're excited that they're going to add more. 100%. They definitely need to add more. And I really hope that they add a lot more, you know? Optin, if there was no blue cheese, you'd be out. How you doing, Optin? You alright? Glad as always to see ya. So, someone says, our Steam achievements plan to be added in the future. Gab says we plan on adding Steam achievements at some point during the early access period. We can't confirm an exact time frame yet, as we're focused on bug fixing and improving the bigger issues right now. What was the best part of developing the game? And Alex says, having so many people supporting us and looking forward to playing the game. Someone wants to know if they're planning on adding pet bunnies and wild rabbits and other stuff like that. Karina says, during early access, we plan to add dogs, cats, and horses, but they will consider adding other types of pets in the future. I would love to see reptiles and amphibians and stuff like that to be added as pets, you know, like, as well as fish, you know, because it would be really nice. Just saying. Someone says, I have a couple of questions about relationships, music, and animation. So, relationship roadmaps. Will there be a visual roadmap showing all the relationship possibilities? There's minimal noises and sounds in the world. Does the team have plans to add atmospheric music or locational scenic music? And how important is adding more interactions and animations, and how soon can we expect them? Anna's answered this and said that a visual roadmap is not something they have planned right now, but it's definitely but there's definitely work to do on relationships. The friend label level doesn't do much for now, but they want to add more labels and unlock new interactions during early access. They said there's some music in live mode depending on the pair's mood or via the radios. They might add more in the future. It's definitely important to add content in general, just like for relationships, and that's what early access is for. The number of interactions and animations will increase with patches and updates. For now, though, the main focus is to fix bugs and crashes. Optin, you're doing well. You had unsettling dreams. Not bad per se, but the ones where you wake up and just think, what the heck was that all about? Yes. I've had those before, but I'm glad that they weren't out and out nightmares. Just weird dreams. And I'm doing it just fine. Thank you very much, Optin. Someone says, is adult-leaning mod content generally allowed? And Charlotte says, regarding mods that have adult content, as long as they follow guidelines of the chosen platform and are properly tagged, they're allowed. They also only moderate the Steam Workshop, so anything outside of that will not be moderated by the developers. They're just too small of a team to moderate things that are outside of Steam, you know? Which is fine. There's only 15 of them. If they were to try to moderate everything about, you know, that happened outside of Steam and their personal Discord, you know, the official Discord, they wouldn't get anything done. So, yeah. Do you have any plans in creative massive lot sizes for palaces, government buildings, etc.? And Sonia says we plan on increasing and adding more customization to lots in future updates, such as, and they want more options for building items so that you can create historic and impressive buildings. Political gameplay is not on their list of priorities. They're more focused on a smaller scope of the life simulation for now. And other cities is not on the roadmap, but they would definitely be nice to have. And someone's, another good question is, do you implement any type of AI assistance? And Gab says no AI is used in the development of Paralives. I'm going through this because there's a lot. So, someone wants to know, how do you plan on making relationships more dynamic? Will there be more card options to choose from in the future? Will there be an option to choose different decks before starting an interaction? Jeremy says there's already a few ways to influence the kind of cards your pair will get. For instance, if you read romantic fanfiction and get a flirty emotion boost, you have more chance to get romantic together cards. If you make yourself angry by kicking something, you might get mean and angry cards. It's always something they can improve, of course. Someone wants to know if modding menus for new features will be added to the control panel, and will NPCs be moddable? Will TV channels eventually become a modding possibility? Can you add vertical wall curving so we can create buildings such as Quonset huts? And can we do triangular buildings? So Alejandra says all features will have settings that will be added to the control panel. NPCs should be moddable. You can mod their autonomy, their look, and where they live. TVs are moddable now. It's through the skin system, so it's a bit more complicated than other systems. Vertical wall curving is not in the plans, but they might explore it one day in the future. Some elements have a duplicate feature, but some don't. Someone wants to know if they're planning on doing more collabs, and Gab says yes. There's actually another one coming up soon. Stay tuned for that. Will there be fantasy paras? Official occults are not planned to be considered before the end of early access. So if they are going to be considered, if they're going to be put into the game, that will be after full release. Will we be able to upload our own wallpaper patterns? Jeremy says adding new wallpapers is something that can be done via the mod system. It makes less sense to do it via the game system that picture frames use. Someone wants to know about the music composition, and Andre, who does all the music, says, we spent a whole year figuring out the musical direction, making different demos with different approaches. They wanted to have something different from other games, but at the same time have the spirit of old classics like The Sims 2. Astana, what happened to my beard? You didn't notice until now, and you're planning to go to a thrift store. Nice. Gotta love thrift stores. Thrift stores and charity shops. Love them. And my beard is, I shaved it. I had to shave my beard for so I could put makeup and temporary tattoos on my face for the gaming expo on Friday, last Friday that is. My beard is, I am letting it grow back out now though. No, that I'm letting my beard grow back out though. So you know, I look a lot like Paul without the beard. Thanks. A chubbier version of Paul, huh? Also, I look like my aunt. I'm just saying. My Aunt Jo on my mother's side, her and I have almost identical facial features, without my beard. It is so uncanny. It's amazing. Optin, I don't look like Ant-Man. Thank you, Optin. I'm glad I don't look like Ant-Man. I may be small, but I'm not that small, right? So, another question. My teen paras can't romance each other. Is this a bug, or is it a feature that's coming soon? Jeremy says that teens romancing each other is definitely something they want to add in the future. It's something missing in the mechanics for sure. And yeah, hopefully they'll add that in the future so that your teenage paras can go on dates. That would be really nice. Do you have a timeline on adding in cloud saves for Steam and Steam Deck verification? Gab says we plan on adding Steam Cloud in the near future. We just need to tweak a few things on the technical side first. Steam Deck verification would be super cool and is something we are considering. It will be looked into at a much later date, though, when they consider porting the games to consoles and different platforms. Someone wants to know if we can get more masculine outfits, and Alex says that they do plan on adding more outfits and clothing items in future updates. Will we get nightclubs? And the answer to that is the Story Nook pub with a dance floor in the basement is currently in the game, but they would like to improve gameplay around that in the future. Someone is confused by the career stuff. Is choosing a new perk for your job supposed to increase the skill requirements? Anna says, the skill requirement goes up every time you use an upgrade point for your job, whether it's for a perk or an extra rank. You're right, it might not be very clear for now, so we should add more information so it's clearer to the player. Will it be possible to add a grid in build mode? And the grid is only for walls. For items like Windows encounters, there is snapping though to help you align items together. But they are looking into adding grid for items in the future. Let's see. I love the idea of being able to adjust windows and curtains, but there don't seem to be many options when it comes to adjusting exterior doors. And the answer to that is doors are not resizable because there's the extra technical challenge of having to resize the rotating part of the door as well. And they say maybe we can tackle that in the future, though it would be a nice thing to do. Will there be an empty world where we can totally customize it in the future? And Alex says right now, when you press new game from the main menu, you can select the simple terrain map, which is an empty terrain to build on. In the future, they plan to release tools to let players draw lot perimeters, place roads, and more to create their own towns, which is pretty cool. I like that. What improvements do you hope to make for Paralives autonomy in the next few months? They want to add autonomous interactions and improve balancing and have more autonomous interactions linked to personality. Looking, just trolling through here because there's a lot of questions that were in this Q&A. Opting, Muir is that small, confirmed. I am not that small. Honest. Do you have any plans you can share about the deaths of Paras? What happens to them after they die? Alex says, we didn't find the time, but we do want to make the moment where Paras die more important in the future. Maybe people reacting, having a ceremony, having an urn, and so on. How much will a Paras personality or background affect how they react to emergencies? Jeremy says it would be fun to have more autonomous reactions be based on personality traits. That being said, sometimes they're not super easy to map to all situations. Someone wants to know if they're working on a multitasking system, such as being able to eat while watching TV while sitting down. And Anna says that's not planned for now since it's quite challenging, but we're keeping it as a potential option for a future update. Any plans for further disability aids? Anna says there's no specific plan for now, but they're considering making certain things like wheelchairs and canes functional. There's definitely some technical challenges linked to pathfinding and locomotion, but it's something we're considering for a future update. They are going to be adding up more recipes in the game. They're currently optimizing the game right now to better meet minimum requirements. Let's see. What else? Do you have any plans to bring Paralives to GeForce Now in the future? And Jeremy says we would love to support it, but we need cloud saves to work beforehand. Do middle names and nicknames... will middle names and nicknames be an option for newborn babies? And Jeremy says, you can select a middle name and nickname for a para in the Paramaker, but not in the Baby is Born UI. You can always use the edit character cheat to open up Pam and edit your baby, but they might tweak that in the future. Nice. So you can give middle names to your... hopefully you'll be able to give middle names to your babies without having to cheat to go back into Pam. So there's a question here about autonomy, and Anna says autonomy is definitely a big core feature of the game that needs more love, more balancing, and more content. The characters are on their phone a lot because those interactions can be done without targeting any other character or item, so they're the easiest and most common thing that Paras can do. Adding more autonomous actions and more interactions in general during early access will help. It should make the characters do various things. Will there be cars and garages? They are planning to add cars and garages during early access. They want to... Our personality trait system is a constant work in progress, and we will add and tweak more vibes, talents, and social perks as time goes on. Okay. We have to balance the number of traits and having enough content for them to be meaningful in the game, so adding an evil para means having evil evolutions and evil interactions and evil together cards, which is a fair bit of work. So this is interesting. Astana, how tall am slap? Thanks for the slap, Augie. So Astana, how tall am I? I am exactly 5 feet tall. I am definitely not taller than 5'5". I am pretty much an even 5 feet. I might be a little tiny, like a hair taller or a hair shorter than 5 feet, but I am pretty much exactly 5 feet. I am a shorty. Yep. Always have been. I haven't grown since I was 13. I stopped growing at 13 years old, which is a bit weird, but there you go. But yeah, this is interesting. It says someone asked Alex. Yeah, Alex started Paralives as a solo project. How far did you get in development just on your own? And Alejandro answered this and said that Alex developed Paralives on his own for the first 6 months. And then after that, little by little, he hired 10 people during the year that followed. So by 18 months in, they had a team of 11 people, and now it's up to 15. And the final question is, will we be able to remove the different height restriction in build mode? I would love to build multi-level decks and add fences, but I'm getting the error that I can't connect different height walls. I love the game so far. The build mode is fantastic. I suppose in the future we can have rooms to move around and move the whole house if needed. Alejandro says, unfortunately, no, as the walls are made dynamically, it's not possible. However, a workaround would be half walls and platforms. You can create pretty complex build with those tools. We're glad you're enjoying the game so far. Moving rooms in the future is something we want to add. However, moving the whole house is possible by the moving lot tool, which moves everything, including the trees. The moving lot tool is not easy to find, as I'm sure you all remember from me playing the game last week. We had to look up how to do it online. So I am hoping that they make it a little bit easier to figure out how to move the lot in the future. So at least we got that. Opting, you see eye to eye with Mira, but only when Stana is giving him a piggyback ride. I love it. For a second there, often I thought you were gonna say that you see eye to eye with me, but only when you're sitting down and I'm standing up. That would be another way of doing it. Just saying. Right, my friends, we've gone over as we always do. So we need to head off. Close up of my beardless face. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. We're gonna come back this afternoon at 2 p.m. UK time with Paralives. And today I actually have a bit of a challenge that I'm gonna be doing. So there was a post made over on the Paralives subreddit, and someone was asking, can anyone please create my partner, a para version of my partner? And she's like, I backed Paralives on Patreon and had at the level where the dev team made a para for me, of me, and she's like, it looks exactly like me, but I am absolutely horrible at making paras, and I cannot get a para version of my partner that looks anything like him. So I'm like, you know what? I can do it while I live stream during my Monday afternoon live stream. So that's what we're going to be doing when we come back at 2 p.m. We're going to be trying to make someone's partner in Paralives. So I'm looking forward to it. I do love the Paramaker. So that's what we're going to be doing. I hope to see you all then. Opting preview to August when you have to shave yours off. Photos opting. I want photos of beardless opting. Also, I'm really sorry you have to shave your beard off because your beard is pretty epic. And it almost hurts, you know, when you've grown a really nice epic beard and then you have to shave it completely off. It's just like, oh no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But sometimes you just have to. So anyway, I will see you all at 2 p.m. 1 hour and 45 minutes from now. Until then, Augie, wait till the itchiness starts. Oh yeah, it already has with mine. Yeah. Anyway. See you all in 1 hour and 45 minutes. Until then, please stay safe, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful afternoon, wonderful break. I'll see you later.